a person injured by the fault of another is entitled to recover what are called damages. Damages means compensation. The law is an imperfect vehicle. We cannot put people back together or put them in the shape or physical form they were in before a tragedy happens. But what we can do is compensate them in the best way that what we can do is compensate them in the limited way that the law allows, which is through financial compensation. Now, damages can be divided into two primary areas. The first type we call non-economic damages. What does that mean? It's a damage to the person. It's pain, suffering, emotional distress, fear, anxiety, humiliation. These are the things that you can't look up in a book and find a price tag for. They are different for different people. A person who is active, outgoing, a marathoner, who is injured or loses a leg and no longer can participate in that activity, has a much higher degree of non-economic damage than someone who sits at home on the couch. Economic damages are those damages which are damages to your pocketbook. They're things that we can get a price tag for. Medical bills, lost wages, modifications to the home, transportation, special needs items that are paid for. This type of damage is often the easier of the two to calculate. There is a third form of damage which is recognized under California law, but is very rarely awarded, and that is called a punitive damage. Punitive damages are in addition to the economic and non-economic damages, and are in essence a penalty for wrongful actors. They are awarded when the person who's responsible has acted with some form of what we call malice, which is a conscious disregard of the rights and safety of another, or where they have acted fraudulently or with oppression. These damages are designed to deter future conduct, both by the person who engaged in it or the company who may have knowingly manufactured and sold a defective product, and they're also designed to send a message to others that this type of conduct will not be allowed. Cases in which we have recovered punitive damages include those involving drunk drivers, or where employers have knowingly harassed and discriminated against individuals or allowed that type of conduct to occur. Indeed, the Dolan law firm holds the record for the highest punitive damage award in the history of the United States for discrimination and harassment. It arose out of an unfortunate case involving two Arab Americans which occurred after 9/11. It was a case brought against Federal Express. These men were treated horribly, called names that I can't even repeat. And the jury was so offended by this conduct and the denial by the company that it occurred that the jury awarded $50 million in punitive damages to tell Federal Express that it needed to change its behavior and to send a message to all other employers that discrimination and harassment against Arab Americans would not be tolerated again. And to send a message to all other companies in America that discrimination and harassment would not be tolerated. So if you or someone has been injured, you may have the right to recover one or more of these types of damages. To prove these damages, you need an excellent attorney. Those of us at the Dolan Law Firm know how to best and ethically prove your damages so that you can maximize the recovery that you're legally entitled to. We have a saying here: having the best lawyer doesn't cost you more, but not having the best lawyer can cost you everything.